The eToro new app store launched a few weeks ago, so there's a lot to discover. And today I'm gonna pick again one application to discover and see what's it all about. So let me share my screen and just check out what application we can choose to review and give our feedback on. So here we are on the App Store, and the one I'm gonna review today is created by Ethan Connolly. And I know Ethan personally. We met in Abu Dhabi during the summit. So let's find Ethan Let's find in his application that he's built. It's called 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏, an AI-edited market intelligence curated around your portfolio and the investors you follow. So let's find out what's it all about. We're gonna connect our eToro account with it, and then we will be redirected to his application. So we'll need to sign up with eToro, just like that. So first screen, we see a big welcome. So it's a 2-minute setup where it explains what's it all about. So first of all, you have curated AI insights, movers, dossiers, and watch list updates tied to the assets and investors you follow. Earnings previews, so AI briefings the night before each report. What to listen for on the call, last quarter's recap, and bull-bear cases drawn from the latest 10 Qs. There's also news, a daily editor grouped digest of the top financial stories from the major publishers. So I guess I'm gonna press get started, and it brings me to this second page. Then it's asking, where should we send your briefings? So you can send it to my email. Everything is fine. So some of the popular investors are not in the list. Next page, it's all about if 30-day trial. So let's go for the 30-day trial. But I guess if we have to do this, I have to do my credentials. Let's see. Yeah, we have a checkout already. I'm gonna skip this one just because I wanna have the experience most people just have. And we're in. So we're seeing our movers of today. We have a lot of red because of software going down, but you can see when I click market, it's showing some other assets in the list that are moving big on the week even. That's interesting. The bond market has been going crazy, it seems. So yeah, you can find assets that are moving sharply and filter by time frame. That's always useful. So if we go to Bitcoin, we'll probably have people talking about Bitcoin. Yeah. So maybe similar to the asset page on eToro itself, but in the style, of course, of the 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏. So then we see earnings. So we had previous earnings of NVIDIA, 20 May. You can look at all the earnings from other assets. You can look at what's coming. But the thing is, I'm missing, for example, Palo Alto. I know it released earnings yesterday, so I'm not sure why it's not in the list. What happens here? So this is for pro users where you basically have portfolio valuation, evaluated across the equities in your live portfolio compared with the S&P 500 PE. So I guess it's gonna benchmark me against the S&P 500. Look at what my holdings are doing against it. So yeah, not much to do with earnings. And then I see research where you need to be a pro user to see more about the earnings. Okay, cool. This seems like the page we were on. Here is a snapshot of news, AI news, geo, and it seems like this is also in the pro plan. Then what to watch, reaction, drifts, and then some of the popular investors highlighted. Why are they highlighted? Maybe they are trending. Pulse, what means pulse? Pulse of the market, maybe. Pulse of how everyone is feeling. What's the sentiment? The overlap. This analysis examines the combined holdings of eToro's top 100 most copied investors to identify where the platform's most successful traders show consensus. All right. So that means we checked it all on the homepage. We can discover popular investors, and I'm thinking this is more like an overview of the popular investors with better filtering than on the eToro platform. So you can see clearly who's on top with the most copiers, and you'll also see the max drawdown and the win rate of their trades. Yep. So this is the top 50 going until 1,400 copiers. Great. You have filtering last year, this year, this quarter, this month. Is it gonna be any different this month? It's just different for these stats, of course, the returns. Okay, that's good. So this is more how to discover popular investors, pro investors, more detailed. Volume, signals, also pro. You have news, all the news you want, going from markets to AI to geopolitics, US macro. Okay, all the data you need to stay ahead with the macro environment and the earnings calendar. We have important earnings of Adobe the 11th of June. So if you're a pro user, you'll probably be able to ask questions about the earnings. When I press it, will Doku AI platform growth justify current valuations? So it's saying Doku's sign platform hitting 350 ARR shows strong enterprise AI adoption, supporting 23% expected earnings growth to 2.16 per share. However, the 4.2% post-earnings decline suggests investors need to see sustained momentum in AI integration and enterprise expansion to justify the premium valuation. Another question is, are quality earnings getting punished by valuation concerns? Yes. And then which poses bigger risk, Doku's growth or execution? It appears to be execution on AI integrations rather than underlying growth demand. Okay, so also very interesting to get a quick glance of some of the earnings of Doku. But I guess if you're a pro user, you'll be able to analyze your own stocks. So let's choose an easy one. Here it is, Palo Alto. So you need to write the complete name and not the ticker. So here is the one that dropped earnings yesterday. Let's see if we can find some alpha here about the earnings performance. Really good. Many are holding. We have some news where we can read about the earnings and then people talking about it. So if we want, we go to filings and then you can see the whole report. This as well, we can read it easily. And that's basically it. We've gone through it. Now it's time to give some points. So first of all, how it looks. I mean, the design is clean. It's really clicky. I enjoy using it. So definitely high points. I would say solid 8.5 on 10. I'm guessing this is made with cloud code. So you did had your pop-up explaining what you could do, but I still had to search my way. Took me a while before I was able to see all the features you had in the application, to search them and to understand what the app is all about. And then in terms of usage, it's difficult to say, of course, when you're not a pro user, you don't know what you're gonna get. And I wanna use the app like any other user would start. Probably they're gonna just try and test it out, maybe put their credentials. But these days, with all the new apps out there, I think it's gonna be hard to have immediately a lot of people, giving their credentials like that, unless there's like big hype and a big feature they wanna use. Of course, we should test it out. But for today, I wanted to do the free check first. Maybe next time, Ethan, we can check out the pro features in the next episode. So for usage, I would say in terms of how I can use it, I mean, I can use it for news, a little bit of portfolio analysis and some of the earnings. But I should say like most of it, we can do it on eToro. And since I'm not really looking at other popular investors to copy, I don't think I will use the feature. I'm gonna give a 6 out of 10 for usage for me, but that's just personally. And maybe with the pro trial, it would be a solid 9 or 10 even. We don't know that. Yeah. So I like the app. I like how it's looking. And I'm also curious, of course, how the pro features are. But this was me just testing the free features. And that's basically it for today. So Ethan, you did a good job making this app. It looks really nice. And to all the watchers, go check out his application, 𝗀𝗃𝗏𝗏, on the new eToro App Store. And you can follow Ethan, his portfolio, Ethan Connolly on eToro. Of course, you can copy his portfolio. And I will put the links in the description. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, maybe see you next time for another app unboxing. Bye.